Well, thank you. I'm glad that you think so. No, I only came to repay a debt. Oh, well, that's very nice of you. I'm glad that they have such a wonderful neighbor. Was it Miss Miri? Yes. Very well. Ah, if you will excuse me. Hello. I believe we've met before, under worse circumstances. It's good to see you. Yes, I have recovered, and our mutual annoyance will no longer be bothering either of us. You have nothing to further worry about. Oh, no, no. Nothing so final, I promise. But, perhaps we could discuss more of that inside. Would you? Thank you. I understand that your trust is not easily given, so I will respect that trust. Trust that I see that you observed when my men appeared to fix your window. They've done a spectacular job, I see. And again, I apologize. It was not my intention to cause you such a disturbance. Were they? No. No, they were not. Which was probably evident since they arrived in the day. They are contracted workers. Servants. Goodness. No. No, I don't have servants. I've not had anyone call themselves a servant of mine in a very, very long time. They were living. Yes, I mostly surround myself with humans. Ones that are sympathetic. Mostly because I'm fond of them. I did not come into this life willingly. It was a choice I was not given. And so I like to try to hold on to bits and pieces of humanity that I can still appreciate. The world is growing darker. It's becoming easier and easier to accept someone like me. I would dare say it's becoming too easy for one of my kind to be normal. You remind me of a different time when I could easily understand how evil my kind can be. All the more reason why I got you this. It's a small token of my appreciation. Please just accept it. It will do no good on a shelf in my home. It's crystal. No, it's real crystal, and I would imagine it's quite valuable, but I have no interest in it. At least not in a standpoint of wealth or value. May I ask you a question? You could have let that hunter in. You could have killed me easily. You had not invited me until just now, and I was weakened by both my injury and my lack of etiquette. It's a funny thing to say, even now. But it's no less true. What stopped you? Surely it wasn't only my pleading for a want to continue to exist that caused you to stay your hand. No, I'm merely curious. Again, the world is such a darkened place as of late. It's refreshing to see someone like you. I suppose dark is a strange metaphor to use for someone who has to remain in it. Perhaps I can give you a better explanation. I am aeons old. Sebastian isn't my birth name, but it's the closest equivalent to something that you would probably find acceptable. Although you assisted me and accepted me into your home, maybe I'm the one in the wrong about the limits of your capacity for acceptance. But I have not seen the sun in some 2,500 years. Light is a scarce and coveted resource, and your act of kindness was like stepping into the sun for me, without bursting into a ball of fire. I would like to know you better, if that would be all right. I I have already greatly intruded, and for all I know, I'm merely in the presence of someone who's just continuing to be polite, to show kindness to an old man. Thank you. I could not help but notice that there are matters of your dwelling that need further attending to. My employees, they explained to me that your home is vintage and is showing signs of disrepair. Would it be alright if I would ask them to restore your home? No, not a gift. I have brought you a gift, and I have shown my appreciation. This would be an exchange. They restore your family home, and you will talk with me. It does not always have to be here. You are concerned. Rest assured, I would never harm you, but I would be happy to make certain I have fed long before you arrive. And at my age, surprisingly, it does not take much. The hunter, as I said before, he will not be bothering you ever again. But I do suppose that where there is one, there is more. In my home, you will be protected, and I will protect you inside your home. Not much of insurance considering our meeting. I suppose that's true. You are quite clever for as much kindness as you've shown. As I stated before, a vampire does not forget, and I will not fall for the same trap twice. So have we struck a bargain? Time with me for repairs to your home. Splendid. Your neighbor, Miri, she seems lovely. Nosy. Well, I'll have to account for that. No. You seem quite anxious about this whole vampire thing. That's fair. I feed off of animals for the most part. No, I certainly spent time, much time, feeding off of humans. But it was more the hazards of reckless youth, if you could call it that. Besides, humans have poisoned themselves on decadence. Not even good decadence. At least, not by the smell. Cheetos, McDonald's, smoking, drugs, sedentary living. It sours the blood. So I made, I suppose, what you'd call dietary lifestyle changes. Yes, even as an immortal, one must look after their figure. Garlic. I happen to like garlic. I mean, if it's subtle. Crosses. It's not so much the cross as it is the faith. Yes, a symbol of faith is far more powerful than any specific religious object. I suppose one could hold up a Star of David, or a science book, or a book of law. And with enough faith and perseverance, it should bother me, repel me, even harm me, I suppose. Does it bother me that you're asking about my weaknesses? No. You invited me into your home. That technically rendered you powerless to me. So none of them will work right now. Please, don't look at me like that. I'm not going to harm you. I promise. Not only would it be against my better nature, it would be rude to ignore what you've done for me. You saved my life. I owe you quite a bit. What else? Well, the sun. I do not accept solar energy at all. At least, I think that might be the word. Science was never my strong suit. Well, most of my youth was spent learning things via superstition. It's an old habit. I find it fascinating. I have a hard time keeping up. At least in that regard. So, what else could I tell you?